Welcome to the Knit Sibs podcast, a podcast by three yarn-obsessed sisters. I'm Valerie.
I'm Juli.
And I'm Gloria.
And I think we're actually skipping our first segment. Does anyone have anything off the needles?
I do not. Nope.
We've been productive. All right, so let's skip right to on your needles. So Val, what have you been working on?
I have been working on, I feel like I was super productive this last week or so. But then when I sat down to get everything together for the podcast, I realized I have not been. At least not as far as like knitting goes. Yeah. So I'm working on a Musselburgh, is that how you say it? A Musselburgh hat by Sulta. And again, I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name correct.
I believe it's Sulta Teague.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't know, Musselburgh, there's drama about it, so I don't know.
I'm not sure how you say it, but I'm making one. And I'm making it out of the leftover hand spun that I made the slanting striped scarf from my son out of. When we were up in New Hampshire for Thanksgiving, our dad and his dad were wearing their hand knit, hand spun hats, and he was a little jealous of them. And he said that a hand knit hat would be a good gift idea for him. So I'm making one to go with his scarf. But so the hat is written with like directions for all different gauges and sizes. And because this is so dark and it's hand spun and it's like marled and I had a challenge measuring gauge. Gloria got me this handy dandy little gauge ruler thing.
Does it work?
Yeah. But I had a really hard time seeing it. And plus I probably am old and need glasses, which I haven't refilled my glasses prescription in probably 5 years. So I haven't worn my glasses in a very, very long time. So I think it's time. So I had a hard time measuring gauge. So at first I was like, oh, I'm at 5.5 stitches an inch. No, I'm at 6. No, I'm at 5. So I was like back and forth. And finally I decided I was at 5.5. And the hat just looked enormous. So I went back and I looked at the pattern and I was knitting an adult large, which is bigger than my son needs. So it was really, really big. And I was probably like 4 inches past this point. Like I'm right now at like the increases, like finished with the increases. So I went like several more inches and I was like, this is just enormous. I put it on my head and it was like this big. So it was ridiculous. So I ripped it back this morning before work and now I'm starting over. So that's on my needles. And then I have this much yarn plus this much for it. So if that's not enough yarn, I'll add in the gray with the yellow speckles for the second half of the hat. So this hat, you knit it as like a tube with decreases on either side, and then you put one side inside the other. So I can make the two halves different. So when he folds up the brim, one side could be striped, the other can be this, just the multicolored hand spun. So I'll do what I need to do to make it work.
I like the ones that are 2 different colors.
Yeah, it's interesting. And it's like multiple hats in one. And I think he'll enjoy it. And again, he goes to college in upstate New York and it's really cold there. So I think he'll like having that like 4 layers of knit brim over his ears.
Mm-hmm.
So
I want to make one of those hats too.
I think everyone wants to make one.
Yeah, I want to make one with the leftover Star Wars yarns. So once I'm done with the mitts that I'm making, I'm going to use the leftover. I have Han Solo, Yoda, and Boba Fett. And I'm going to just use them all together.
If you run out, let me know, because I have like BB-8 and Luke Skywalker and Chewie.
I should have enough for a hat for Andrew, but
I have a bunch of those Star Wars yarns that I haven't even touched yet.
Yeah.
And then I have one more on my needles, which I guess is kind of 2 on my needles. I'm looking for all of the bits and pieces for it, which this is one that Juli also has. This is
give a spoiler before you show anything.
So. Yeah, I will. So this is the Gnome Mystery Knit Along. Mystery Knit Along 8 by Imagine Landscapes. So if you are not caught up or you don't want to see what the project is, look away. But I got 2 sets of yarn from Emma's Yarn. So I got one that has these, it's green and red and like a green and red speckle. And then another one I didn't realize I had the same greens, or basically they're called something different, but they're basically the same greens, and a brown and like a white and green speckle. So I'm making 2 gnomes with it. So this is where I'm at. So it's been a lot of fun. I thought this was, I have ends all over the place. I apologize. I am like an absolute mess lately. I thought the first clue was little gnome arms. So that they were like 2 little I cords in, like, this is your pop of color. And then I thought this was looking like it was going to be a body. And then all of a sudden she closed the bottom of it. So people are speculating online. Let me see if I can make this look like something. People are speculating on like the Ravelry chat group that this is like a little tote bag for the gnome. So let me see if I can make it look like that.
Oh, like those.
Every gnome needs a tote bag.
Yeah.
They do. I thought it was gonna be like a Santa's sack or something.
It
I
could
don't
be.
know. But then it didn't, but then she squared the bottom off. So I was like, no. Oh,
That.
cute. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. And it has this little like braid detail, which doesn't look as good on that. Doesn't look as good on screen as it does in person. It's this little like, I think it's called like an Estonian braid. And it's just knitting and like you knit and purl in alternate colors. So, and then there's this cute little beard with like a little nose attached to it. So I have these 2 cute little beards, even though like she said to like soak things and weave in ends. I have not gotten up to that yet.
Cute.
And then this is a little gnome hat.
It's a big gnome hat.
What?
Big.
Yeah. So I'm wondering how big the body of the gnome is going to be. So this is like, I don't remember what color. This goes with this one. So like that's how big the beard is, and that's how big the hat is. Yeah. So I'm wondering how big the actual gnome is going to be at this point, because we have
4 mini skeins, so it can be a pretty decent size.
It can be, but I wasn't expecting it to be. So this will be a surprise.
Well, this is my first one of these gnomes that I'm knitting, and so I was looking at some of the other ones from the past, and there's no like head or anything. It's just the hat,
Right.
and then the beard sticks out of the bottom of the hat, and then the body goes down. So
yeah. So I think I'm going to, and this is the other little cute little bag. I wonder if we're gonna knit like stuff to put in it.
Ooh, maybe
In the bag. I
or
don't know.
maybe the people who like did the kits will get little, I don't know, progress keepers would be cute in there, you know.
So today's clue, so today is Thursday, December 9th. Today's clue had us like, that's my dog, if you could hear that in the background, had us finish the hat. I think it had like, did it have ribbing on the bottom? And then it was like a little pocket, you know, like a little hat pocket, because every hat needs a pocket. And the people what was the yarn store that did the kits?
Loopy U.
The people who got the Loopy U kits got a little mushroom button to put on their gnome hat pocket. And now I'm jealous because I don't have a mushroom button.
Me too.
So I think next year I will be getting the full experience. But Miss Babs posted.
I was just gonna say, did you see the Miss Babs thing?
I was gonna tag you in that, Val. Yeah, Miss Babs is gonna do a gnome of the month, it looks like, with Imagine Landscapes.
Yeah, so it looked like maybe you buy like 4 full skeins, and then at the end of the year you have like a coordinating set of gnomes. I don't know. I saw it real quick and I didn't have time to explore it because I had to go grocery shopping.
Yeah.
But I have to take a look at it.
Yeah, but I definitely want to do whoever does it next year, whether it's Loopy U or whatever, because so what me and Val did is we just bought the kit with the yarn. I got one with the bag. Did you get one with the bag too?
No,
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 so
I got yours from Beautiful Sister. I got mine from Four Pearl.
Oh, that's right. But we just got basically, I got the bag and a yarn, I got a bag and yarn. Val just got yarn, but apparently you Loopy You people, certain days in the clue, it says, okay, Loopy You people, open up your package from day whatever. And there's little goodies that go along with it. And I don't, other than this mushroom wooden charm, I don't know what the other goodies are, because I'm not checking
No, I haven't seen any of them.
or anything, but like I would assume, it sounded like there, I think there was one yesterday, and yesterday was a was a recipe. So I don't know if maybe it was like maybe a nice printed version of the recipe or ingredients to go with it, or I don't know. But
The recipe actually looks good. It was like gingerbread popcorn.
yeah,
So I think I'm gonna have to give it a try this holiday season. So I'm scaling back. Usually I go like really, really over the top with the Christmas cookies and make like a dozen different kinds of cookies. I'm gonna scale back this year. So I think maybe doing a gingerbread popcorn might be a good substitute for some of the cookies I'm making.
yeah. Well, is that all your stuff in progress?
Yeah, that's all I'm like really actively working on right now.
Yeah, I'll jump in then with my gnome set. So I got 2 sets by accident. Well, I guess kind of by accident, but I got 1 set. So this is the set that I ordered. Has not good. Oh yeah, I'll take my yarn out. The set that I ordered had a yellow in it because I'm obsessed with yellow. So these were my colors. But I got mailed the wrong set. So I let her know. I said, you know, she sent me this one, which is a holiday, more of a holiday one. Blue, these are both blues. I don't know how well that's coming out, a tan and a red. And I emailed her, and right away she sent a replacement and said, you know, sorry. And I offered to mail back the mini skeins that she sent by accident. She said, no, just keep them, it's fine. So now I have enough to make 2 gnomes. So I'm making 2 gnomes now. So this was my set that I ordered. So this is my little, I guess potentially tote bag. I don't know. I thought maybe it was going to be like the body, but then she's saying we're going to pick up for the body. So I don't know.
I thought it was the body at first too, until we squared off and finished the bottom.
Yeah. And then my
It
little
didn't feel like a body.
arms or handles, I don't know what they are. My little beard, which I had a horrible time with the nose. It's very sloppy looking. And then my hat.
How is the note? Is it like a bobble or?
It's a bobble, but it's like the weirdest bobble I've ever done. Like it doesn't
Mine is
hold in on itself.
flat. I wonder if we're gonna stuff it a little, like put a
Oh,
little bit of
maybe.
stuff in there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very flat, and it's like attached on one side, the way we did it. So I don't know.
Or maybe if it's gonna be like you said, like under the hat, like maybe there's a reason it's like that. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, well, I've seen all her other ones and they all look adorable, so I'm just gonna trust the process and assume it'll turn out okay. This is my hat. I'm just about ready to put the ribbing on the bottom of it.
Nice.
And then my second set, I'm just about the same part. So yesterday I worked on catching up because I wasn't gonna do the second set. I was just gonna do 1 gnome, and then if I liked it, do the other one. But I've been enjoying it so much, I decided yesterday to just catch up and do 2 at a time. So my little arms are handles, my bag, my beard. And then the hat, I am past I'm done with the ribbing. So the hat, all I have to do now for this hat is make the pocket, which she gives us like a little garter ridge that we're going to attach the pocket to, I think. So that's where I am on that. And I am really, really enjoying it, really having a fun time with this.
So I may or may not have ordered new needles so that I could work on both on the same time, because sometimes she leaves it where your knitting is on the needles. So then you can't use those same needles to knit the second gnome. And it's knit on size 1s and 1.5s. And I have multiple sets of 1 and 1.5s, but I also have socks that have been like lingering on needles for a decade or so. So God forbid I pull the needles out of a sock I haven't knit on in years.
Or
and
put
I
the
think
current thing on a holder set of needles.
that's too much work. Yeah, that's too much
That's way
work.
too much work. No,
Yeah.
just buy a new needle. I do it all the time. Just buy new needles.
I've done it for shawls multiple times, but
Yeah.
I use the knit picks. Like for this, I'm using the knit picks. Let me see if I have them with me. I have like a sock set for the knit picks. I really like, I'm a wooden needle knitter most of the time. If I'm doing something that's like a hat, like something in the rounds, I prefer to do metal or something like lace that I need pointies. But if I'm gonna knit
Don't have
socks,
one of those.
I'm a bamboo knitter. So I ordered another set of these, but I ordered the rainbow wood. So like each set is a different color and I'm excited about that.
Very nice. I have the metal set because I am a very tight knitter and I break wooden needles. So especially these small
I do
ones.
bend.
Yeah, these
Yeah.
small, like,
I
I mean,
bend
a
them, but
size 6 needle, I'm not gonna break, but a size 1, I'll break it. So, and what else did you order from Knit Picks? Did you do enough to do free shipping?
So I actually didn't order it directly from Knit Picks. Jeff Bezos is getting a lot of my money this holiday season. So I ordered it from Amazon because it had free shipping. It was like the same price. I think it was the same price. And if it wasn't the same price, it was very, very close, but it was free shipping and it'll get to me, I think on Monday.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so my other project that I'm working on, everything that I was working on last episode has just kind of been put to the side because it wasn't exciting me. So I'm doing this instead. So this is my other Advent project. So this is the Cozy Comfort Throw by A Homespun House. And it's kind of crazy colored and I love it. It's gonna be a nice big throw.
What weight is that yarn?
So it's 2 fingering weights held together.
Gotcha.
So I have the crazy colored ones is from Molly Girl Yarns, and it was a Animal Crossing mini set, like a subscription mini set. So you got 5 mini sets, 5 mini skeins a month for like 5 months. So I wound up with 25 mini skeins. And so they're all based on Animal Crossing characters. This one is
What's
called
an Animal
Fizz.
Crossing?
It's a video game that everyone started
Oh.
playing when COVID started. It's like build little
Nintendo.
houses for the animals and they go around and meet other animals and it's just a cute game. And I'm holding it with my big old cone of fingering weight yarn that I had gone to my local yarn store, which is called You and You in Windsor, Connecticut. And I asked her, I said, I need like 5 skeins of white fingering weight yarn to do a marled blanket. And the owner's like, oh, well, I ordered this huge cone one day and I was gonna do yarn dyeing with it for one of her, because she runs classes and she was doing a yarn dyeing class. And so she was gonna use it for that, but she didn't realize that it came as a cone. She thought it was just however many yards in individual skeins. So she's like, I can't really use it in a cone. She's like, do you want it? And she just gave it to me. So, which is crazy.
Nice.
So, so that's what I'm using as my white color. And I love, I don't know, I'm like Gloria, I love a marled blanket. There's just something.
I've
I'm
never made
obsessed with
one.
marled right now. And Stephen West is doing like a marled workshop or something.
Oh, really? I haven't seen
yeah.
that.
So I want to, it's probably crazy expensive, but whatever.
Yeah, so that's all I have on the needles. And this is, I mean, we're what, December 9th is today, and I'm on color 4. So I'm a little bit behind, but they're 20-gram minis, and I find 20 grams to be a lot to knit in one day. I mean, if you think of it, it's like a 1/5 of a skein of yarn. That's a lot of yarn. And I don't do well with larger needles or with double points. So this is a size, I don't know, 8, I think it is. Yeah, this is a size 8, which is bigger than I normally use. I normally use, size 2 or 1s. And then for the Gnome one, I'm doing it on double points. So between the two of them, like my hand right here hurts
Oh,
every
my
day.
hand.
Yeah, my hand. I had at one point, when my son was like 3 years old, he hit me with like a plastic hockey stick. Like before he even played hockey, we had one from like a game we went to that was a little souvenir they gave out. And he hit me with it. He was just like swinging it around and hit me right on the knuckle. And it's always been swollen there. And I went to physical therapy for a while and then found out it was $70 a session. So I stopped going. But it hurts when I knit. But just when I'm using large needles or double points. So whatever. I'm struggling through for the Advent though. So that's
We're
all I
Persevering for your craft.
I do. Oh boy. So Gloria, what are you working on?
Okay, so first thing is in my lap, because I just picked it up while I was waiting for us to start. So this is my worsted weight Scrappy Blanket. So we talked last time, we talked a little bit about the Scrappy Blankets, and I have a fingering weight one going. And then I was, became obsessed with Scrappy Blankets. So it's just a granny stripe. But then I was like, well, I have a bunch of like worsted weight and DK weight left over from baby blankets. So like, I'll do a worsted weight, DK weight, Scrappy Blanket. So I keep it up in my office because if I'm ever, on office hours and nobody shows up, I'll pick it up. Or, if I just have a couple minutes here and there, I'll pick it up. So that is my worsted weight, DK weight, Scrappy Blanket.
So how are you doing that one? Are you doing like full rows, or are you just whenever you run out of a color, you're starting a new one?
I'm limiting it to 2 rows per color. So there's some that like I don't even get a full row out of. And then there's some that like, I'll get less than 2 rows, but if I have enough to do more than 2 rows, I'm cutting it off after 2 rows. Because I don't want like big blocks of color.
Yeah.
So but this one, so the fingering weight one, I'm pretty much doing it like completely random. Like I'm just stick my hand in the bag and whatever color comes out, comes out. This one, I'm kind of like placing the colors a little bit more because I started it and I didn't really like it. And then as I kept going, I started to like it more. And I think when I added these colors in, the purple here and this like variegated color, I think I started to like it more because it was all these like just very solid, like baby yarns, like just very like big box store yarn colors. But then I feel like when I started to add in a little bit more of like the hand dyed, because Juli gave me a few of her hand dyed. When I started to add some of that in, I feel like it gave it a lot more, like
character,
interest. Yeah. So I'm starting to like it more. But I am kind of intentionally choosing what color I'm going to do next.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a little bit more organized. But still kind of random. Like I'm not using like this green and this purple, I think were leftovers from the same project that Juli gave me. So I'm not going to use like all of those together, like I'm going to break them up a little bit. So
yeah.
But that's my worsted weight, DK weight Scrappy Blanket. And then so everything I talked about last time is still in progress. I'm so close to finishing my test knit. So hopefully next time we record, that'll be done because it's going to be a Christmas present. So it better be done next time we record. But I have 2 more projects that I've started since the last time we recorded. And you guys are doing 2 gnomes each. I'm doing 2 Advent projects. I started my, this is my Amba O'Brien Go-Go Throw. So this is what it looks like. Oh, I got a new light, and this is so much better. You can actually see what I'm holding up here.
Yeah.
So it is a green to purple fade. So the mini skeins here, so this purple, like purple and fuchsia color, is like my main color. And then, which it looks like this, and it's a lot more, it's coming up very purple, but it's a lot more like pinky fuchsia.
Okay.
but it's coming up very purple here. But then the mini skeins here, so the first one is this green color. It's going to fade. It fades to like, it goes to like this bluish color. And then it fades to, you know, it goes to purple. So it goes green to purple. So the set that I have is the set that Amber O'Brien knitted in, because I have to be just like Amber O'Brien. So it is that set that she knitted in from Love and Speckles, which is I think it's Tarina Knits on Instagram.
Yeah.
So it is that set that I'm using here. And as you can see, I have one day done. It is December 9th and I have one day done. So that's where I am with that. And then of course I had to order the Emma's Yarns Small a Day set.
Yeah.
So I ordered one of those and that came, and I love this thing. So it came in this little project bag. It came with and I don't know if it's still in here, or if I moved it. It came with a Love and Leche hand lotion. I think I took it out. But the skeins all came, let's see if I can get it in the camera here. They all came wrapped in tissue paper.
Nice.
Like individually, and they're numbered. So I am actually opening them one a day. I'm not opening them all and playing with it.
Yeah,
So
Gloria's been known to open them all and rearrange them and do her advents planned and not random.
You're showing great restraint.
Yes.
what's that?
You're showing great restraint.
Yes, yes. It's a new leaf I'm turning over. So I am actually opening them one a day. And I am making the Flora Days shawl by Laura Dobrat. I don't know how to say the last name. From Four Pearls. So I got when I ordered it, they had only the DK weight and the super silky and the fingering weight. And the super silky and the fingering weight, I don't know what the fiber content is of it, but it is like way more expensive than the regular sock yarn and the DK weight. So I went with the DK weight because I was like, oh, it'll be fun to do something different. And I'm kind of regretting not getting fingering weight because this shawl is spectacular. Like I think it would look amazing in the fingering weight yarn, because you know when you do like when they have fingering weight and the DK weight is always a little bit smaller, like the finish size is a little bit smaller. Like I think if this was like the full size, I think the full width of the fingering weight one is like 24 inches, which is going to make such an amazing wrap, and the colors are spectacular. I think it would just look amazing, and I'm regretting not splurging for the more expensive super silky. But I also think it'll be, because I pretty much exclusively use fingering weight. So I think it'll be good to have something that's a little bit different weight. This is still going to be, it says about 18 inches wide after it's blocked. I just measured it last night and it's like 16, 17 unblocked. So I think I'll get to 18 when I block it. But this is what it looks like. These are days 1 through 4. So it started off with this like kind of bluish color, and then it went to a pink. There's a pink in there, and then it went to this like light green. And then I have on right now this color 4, which is this like, it's kind of a like it's got all different colors in it. It's there. I can't even pick one that's like a dominant color. I guess it's kind of a bluish, tealish, but it's got speckles of like magenta and everything in there. And that is as far as I got. So again, I'm on day 4.
It's not like one color after another. It looks like they're fading into each other.
Yeah, they're fading into each other. Yeah. So like, you know, you do like 4 rows of one color, 2 rows of the next color, 2 rows of the first color, 2 rows of the next color, and then, you know, So it kind of, yeah, it's definitely like faded,
Yeah.
blended,
Nice. Very
blended
pretty.
in. So the one side, you can see there's this kind of like spine in the middle. It's like off center,
Yeah.
kind of spine in the middle there. This side is all garter stitch. And then this one is kind of getting this like texture to it.
Yeah.
So it's, some rows are knit, some rows are purl. So you're getting this kind of like welted
Yeah.
kind of fabric. But the DK is like super squishy.
Mhm.
Like it's really nice, but I am a little bit regretting that I didn't get the fingering weight, because I think, like, again, if this was like the full size in the fingering weight with these colors, it would just be like amazing.
Yeah, but I think you're right. It'll be nice to have something different in your wardrobe. Like I have one, I think it's a DK weight shawl, and I love it. It's nice to have a little different.
Yeah. I just hope I get it to the size when it's blocked. I just hope it can get to that size, because I like my shawls oversized and bigger. So I'm just hoping I can get that width and length out of it once it's blocked. So
Yeah.
Well, you really need to finish a Just Beachy, because that is an enormous shawl.
I have one day at my go-go throw done.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it's there. It's sitting right next to the couch in project bag, but I haven't touched it in months.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm being very, very diligent and not opening all of these, because I really want to, and just wind them up, because now I'm winding them by hand, because I'm doing one day at a time, and that's a pain in the butt.
Mhm.
So I really showing great restraint, but it's fun. It's fun to like just open one every morning, like it's nice before I go to work. I open up a little mini skein, and I love it. And then I don't knit it. So,
I have never done an advent. I've never gotten like the advent yarn, because I always think it's going to just be too overwhelming. And then when you guys do your advent projects, I'm jealous. So I think next year I should just get an advent.
I think so too.
well, and I told myself, oh, I'll wait till next year. I'll get the Emma's yarns next year. And no restraint at all.
Well, we teased you
for it.
on Instagram, so you had to.
What's that?
We teased you on Instagram, so you had to get it.
Emma teased me on Instagram
Emma
too.
teased you.
So.
Yeah, I didn't get a set this year, an advent set. So I took those minis and I made my own. So I got little muslin bags from Amazon, and I colored them with Sharpies, and I wound up the yarn. I wound up the yarn in like August and put it all in there. And so I have no idea what color I'm getting the next day. So it's like a big surprise when I'm like, oh, even though I've seen the yarn many times before, it's still fun. So is that it for on your needles, Gloria?
Yeah.
All right, so we're ready for our next segment, and it's in the spotlight. Gloria, do you have a knitted or crocheted object you want to share with us this week?
I do. My in the spotlight is my shawl that I am wearing right now. So this is, move back a little bit so you can see it. It's got this like lacy, leafy pattern to it. The top has this, move a little bit closer, has this like detail to it. This, I think, was the actual first sister knit along. This is the Fantasia mystery knit along from Fiddle Knits.
Oh, yes. I knit
My rivalry says we finished it in 2012.
Yeah. Did you do that, Juli?
I remember the top part there, that little bobbly type looking thing. But I don't.
They're like little rosebuds or something.
Yeah, I don't have it anymore. I must have gifted
Talk
it
amongst yourself. I think I know where mine is. Hold on, I'm gonna go get it.
So this was my first ever mystery knit along. I had no idea, like I didn't understand the concept of a mystery knit along. I had no idea what I was doing.
Who is Fiddle Knits? Oh, is she the one from Long Island?
Yeah.
Okay.
The fiddle player.
Yeah.
So it's this big, it's this triangular shape. It was so big I had to block it in like 2 pieces.
Nice.
I did the large version, which 2 skeins of yarn, which was gigantic when I
Uh-huh.
made it. Now I'm like 2 skeins of yarn. That's not gonna make a very big shawl.
No, you need 5 skeins for a big shawl.
Yeah, so yeah, it was 2 skeins of yarn. It was gigantic when I made it, but I love it. I still wear it all the time. I love the color. I was just thinking, like, I haven't made something solid color in a really long time. This is probably, I'm going to say this is the last thing I made solid color, but I haven't made anything just like a solid color in a really long time, and I kind of want to. Like, you know, I do a lot of the mini skeins and the fades and the gradients and all that. But I think I want to make something that's a single color again.
Yeah.
I have a project in mind, but we'll see. But yeah, so my fiddle knits, Fantasia, mystery knit along, still love it, still wear it. Our first, get you a better picture of what it looks like. Our first sister mystery knit along.
I don't even think I ever blocked mine. It's been sitting. I have this little like cabinet case thing. It's like tiny. It's on legs and it's like a box with like a hinge on top.
Yeah.
And I have some like fabric in there, and I don't know why that shawl is in there, but that shawl is in there. But I don't even think I've blocked it.
Well, you should, because this was like my go-to for so long, until I really started like making like the big like blanket shawls. This was my go-to for a really long time.
Well,
I still love it. What's that?
Good color for you.
Yeah, it's a Valley Yarns. So the webs, local Valley Yarns. I think it was like a kettle dyed or something. I didn't record any of it in Ravelry, so I don't have that information anymore. But I think I got it at Webs. So yeah.
I just looked mine up on Ravelry, and mine was a brown one. So now I need to go try and find, like, it's a variegated brown. So now I need to go find it because I have no idea. I'm guessing I probably gave it away to someone. Mine says it was 2012.
Yeah, 2012.
Yeah. And I used Fiddle Knits Polka was my yarn. Did she do yarn dyeing too?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah, she did.
She did?
Yeah, she did yarn dyeing.
Wow. Well, do you follow her on Instagram?
No.
Yeah.
So she was like one of the first knitting designer people I followed, but it was like years ago, and I don't think it was probably, I don't even know where I followed her because it was before Instagram, I think.
Probably Ravelry, when like we used like those Ravelry features.
Yeah.
Well, she's local. She lives here on Long Island. And I remember at one point, like, she played at the local library. Like, she has like a family band. I don't know if that's still a thing. And I remember, like, we went to the local library. Did you go with me, Gloria? No. It must have been just George and I. But I test knit for her, like way back when. So it was the first person I ever test knit for.
Yeah. Well, so I follow her on Instagram, if you follow her on Instagram too. And she recently got married.
Yeah.
She knit a blanket for every single one of her wedding guests. Like her favor for her wedding was a blanket.
Holy crap.
Hand knit, crocheted.
How did I miss that?
She made like 80 blankets.
I missed that.
I was like, what in the world is she doing? She made like 80 blankets. Yeah. I think some of them were like like, you know, a chunky crocheted blanket you can make pretty easily, like a lap blanket.
But still.
But 8 of them?
I know. But then I think she was, I think her wedding got like pushed back because of the pandemic. So I think she had like extra time to make blankets, but
yeah.
But still, like 80 blankets, that's crazy.
I just looked her up on Instagram, and I'm following her now. She's the email marketing manager at Lion Brand.
What?
I know that she did.
What it says. Scout does not believe me, but I'm sorry, Scout, she is. That's what her Instagram says.
Yeah. Well, yeah, maybe she's got I didn't notice if all of her blankets were Lion Brand yarn.
That's really
I
cool
think
though.
I actually only I don't follow this page. I think I follow her personal
Oh,
Instagram.
yeah, I did the one.
Now I'm following the other one.
Yeah, Fiddle Knits Designs is the one I just followed.
What do I follow?
Yeah, you must follow Fit on the Designs. I didn't see the blankets on the other one.
Fiddle Knits Designs. Yeah, that's the one that I follow.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
she
know
has,
what?
she has another one, One More Row
More
Design.
row designs. Yeah, no, I don't follow that one.
The division of Fiddle Knits Design. She's so cool.
Does she have
got her own divisions.
Does she have a picture with the pile of blankets? Because I'm interested in that.
Let me see.
No,
I
this is
see
too
a
much.
whole lot of blankets and animals.
Yeah, it's like all blanket.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
That is. All right. Let's move on instead of staring at our Instagram.
Okay.
So.
I know. But like now half of our podcast is us like social media stalking a knitwear designer.
All right, so let's move on to the next segment, which is in your dreams. So so Gloria just went for a while. So I'll go first. So in my dreams. So I don't think I've had any yarn purchases. I can't guarantee it, but none have shown up. I purchased some, but they just haven't shown up yet. But Homespun House had free shipping at, I think it was around Thanksgiving or something. So I had to buy some from her because I love her. And ever since she moved to Germany, you know, shipping has become a bit prohibitive for me to buy it from her. So I had to buy a couple sets of sock yarn. So, so my in my dreams knitting is the woman who designs the juniper cowl that Gloria made, Toni Lipsy. She's on, I think like her brand is TL Yarn Crafts. She just came out with a book about Tunisian crochet. Oh.
That was gonna be mine in my dreams too.
How did you get that already?
I ordered it like mid-November, early mid-November.
I guess I didn't pay enough attention to her Instagram, and I saw her launch of it, and I went to go look at it, and it was like you have to fill out a thing to get notified when it's available again now.
What?
I mean, I can probably.
No, I pre-ordered on Amazon.
Yeah.
And then it was supposed to, I think it was supposed to come out like late November. But it got pushed back because I think there were like supply issues and shipping issues.
Right.
So I just got it like a couple days ago. So
I do not know how to do
Tunisian crochet. I'll bring the book next time we get together.
Yes, please do. I don't know how to do. No, that's not true. I watched a video on Tunisian crochet on one of the crafting shows that's on TV. Like it wasn't, I don't think it was Vicky Howell, but there was another one that was like short-lived knitting crochet type TV show, like before everything was on YouTube. Okay. And she did something about Tunisian crochet. And then it turned out I had Tunisian crochet needles that I got with like a yarn needle holder, but they were all super brittle. So when I tried to use them, they all like fell apart, basically, like powdery nastiness. So I don't need a new craft, that's for sure. But I figure this one overlaps enough. Like I don't need to buy any more yarn. I've got the yarn.
Right.
I just need to buy needles, and then I can do more stuff with the yarn I already have.
Right.
So
I
that's
feel like it's like a base to the crafts you already know how to do. So you're not really learning like a whole new craft. You're learning
right. It's like being a knitter and saying you're going to learn how to crochet. Right. Yeah. It's like that's not unreasonable.
So is there any design in particular that you wanted to make?
No, I haven't seen many of them because it's not on Ravelry yet, which seems weird, like that the book has launched and it's not up on Ravelry yet.
So yeah, there's some that aren't on Ravelry yet. So
yeah, so I saw that picture.
This is one that I really, really like.
Yeah. And then there's like a big shawl she put pictures all over Instagram of. like blue and white maybe.
Yes. I
So that
like
was-
this one too.
Yeah.
It's just a very like blanket shawl. I don't know what she calls it. What is it called? Hudson tassel throw.
Okay.
Let me find this. I like this one. It's a Nisa poncho.
Okay.
But she doesn't have like a big picture of like what it actually, like how it hangs, like how big it is, like how long it is, you know, like,
yeah.
but that looks super comfy. And then the other one that I'm also very interested in making is, here we go. The Sulta triangle wrap, this one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, I like that one too.
I don't think I follow her Instagram because I haven't seen any of this.
TL Yarn Crafts.
This is the one that made me want to do it.
Yeah.
But that detail, I just love how it looks like, you know, zipper teeth almost, you know.
Mhm.
It looks so cool. So that's, you know, one of my things I'm want to make by her. And then there's another one like this. She's super prolific with her pattern designing. I don't know.
I love that one too. If you join her mailing list, that was a free pattern.
Really?
Yeah, I got joined her mailing list because I'm like obsessed with her now. So
the
I
colors
joined her
aren't coming
mailing list
through.
and that was a free pattern.
Yeah, the colors aren't coming through well on this. That's a little better. Very like retro-y kind of colors.
Yeah.
It's a baby blanket, but I think I could easily, or hopefully easily adapt it to a larger throw size, but
Oh, I'm sure.
just keep
add
going.
more. Yeah.
Just but this one is crochet. It's not the Tunisian crochet, it's just regular crochet.
I think it's a linen stitch.
Yeah. So I don't know how to do that, but I'm sure I could figure it out.
Oh, it's easy. I
could do it. So that's
it's
another
a single crochet in a chain.
Yeah, I can do that. So that's my other thing that I'm kind of dreaming about. But so the Tunisian crochet, I need to get a copy of the book and then some needles. And then the other one, I would need yarn. So none of them are things that are going to be in the near future, but they're definitely in my head for when I'm ready for like a big project like that, to learn something new, when I need to just take a break from everything else. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, she's got a lot of really nice patterns. And again, I don't crochet very much and I don't know how to Tunisian crochet. But
did you see her I don't even remember what it's called now. She has one that's it's almost like I guess it's a sweater that's like belted. Have you seen that one? No. Let me see if I can remember the name of it or find it. Crush on You Cardi. And she was writing on Instagram how she thought that this was going to be super popular and it just kind of never blew up, but then the juniper one did. And I love this. I think it's adorable. The nice wide sleeves, and it's crochet, so it'd be pretty quick, right? Maybe
if you know how to crochet.
Yeah.
I know how to crochet. I know the basics, right? So yeah. So what else? So I took one of yours, Gloria. Do you have anything else that's in your dreams?
Well, I stomped all over your in my dreams segment there, but
that's okay.
I do have one other in my dreams. The Sun and Soul wrap by Tiff Nealon.
Oh yeah.
Another one of my current obsessions is Tiff Nealon. And it is this like big, like marled, again, it's marled. So it's big triangle wrap. It's got a tassel. And it's marled. It's got 4 different colors. But it uses 5 skeins of yarn. So I think one of them you need 2 skeins of. And her sample that she used was like pink color, all these like bright pinks. And the yarn was spun right round. Which
spun right round.
Yeah, love their yarns. I made a shawl out of one of their mini skein sets. But they just posted, because though they have the pink set, but they just posted, was that today or was that yesterday? I think it was last night. I think it was last night I texted you guys. They have a blue set that is so beautiful. The colors aren't really coming up, but that's the pink one. That's Tiff
it won't
Nuance.
focus on it, sorry.
But the spun right round, the blue one is so beautiful. I might have to get it for myself. So this whole yarn buying ban thing just has gone completely out the window.
Yeah.
So yeah, I might have to get the blue set because it's gorgeous. It's just so gorgeous.
Trying to find the picture of it. Not that it's gonna look good on TV here, but
it's beautiful. And it's got like these grays and like purples, like kind of speckled in there, and it's all marled, so it's like, you know, and it's, so the yarn is held 2 strands together, so then, you know, you get that like squishiness of the like, you know, thicker fabric. And then as the color changes, because you're holding like 2 strands together, as the colors change, it really like blends and just like fades from one color to the other. So I'm dreaming about that, and it might become a reality pretty soon. We'll see. Because I have no self-control. So things are really stressful right now. So
it makes you feel better.
Yarn happens.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly.
That's it. That's in my dreams.
Yeah. Val, what are you dreaming about?
So I think Gloria is going to stomp on my in my dreams section as well, because I tagged her in this on Instagram. So I've talked about Hue Loco before, and how beautiful her colors are and how I absolutely love them. And she was doing mini sets for each month, like birth month sets. And I did not buy the November set. Gloria and I are both November birthdays. But she posted recently on Instagram that, I don't know if you think that's focusing on that. This is the Juniper Cowl. It's good as it's gonna get. So she posted her wearing the Juniper Cowl in the November set and said that she is releasing all of her birth month mini sets for the year on Christmas. So I tagged Gloria in it, and I was like, all right, I guess we're getting our November sets after all, because we both regretted not getting it. And Gloria made that Juniper Cowl for Mom that she's been wearing nonstop, and it just looks so cozy.
It looks so good. Like there's been a few people who did it in the November set on Instagram, and it looks so good in the November set. Like,
so that November set that she's wearing in the picture, God, I wish it showed up better.
Yeah, it's not showing up very well.
It looks very bright, like her last color is super bright, but then when you go back and you look at the actual November set, it doesn't look like, it almost looks like a neon green in that picture, but it doesn't look that neon-y in the other pictures.
Let me see, there was somebody else that had it here.
Is that better? At least color-wise, it's still out of focus, but.
Well, look at, I don't know if you're gonna be, look at that one.
It looks completely different.
That is amazing. Like that looks amazing, and I want it. Like who this woman is, hooked by Jules. I was like, yeah, no, I need to make that like now, like right now. And she was like, she commented too. She's like, I was never into like the November, because November's yellow. Which Juli loves yellow, but as a birthstone, it's not that exciting of you know, like as a birthstone, getting like a yellow stone is not always very exciting. So she was like, oh, I was never really into our birthstone, but like this yarn changed my mind. Like her project here is amazing.
Yep.
Looks amazing. So then I was like, then when you said she was re-releasing them, I was like, oh.
But
take my money on Christmas Day, because that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, like midday on Christmas, we have to shop.
Right. In our pajamas.
Set reminders on your phone, you'll be fine.
But I been like, in general, I've been incredibly overwhelmed by how much I own. Like not just with like yarn, but with like everything. I ordered during Three Water Farms had a sale recently, and I ordered some fiber. I haven't even taken it out of the box. Like I just can't even, like, it's too much stuff. Like I have so much stuff. And then I ordered a little bit of fabric to make Christmas bags. And then this was like super cute. And I had to walk away with this as well.
Yeah.
These ones, and make something out of them. But like I have all of this fabric now like sitting on my table, and my intention was to sew reusable drawstring bags for Christmas. I don't know if that's going to happen or not.
Yeah.
But I'm like at it now. I have like a fiber, like an actual, like, you know, like fabric stash on top of a fiber stash and a yarn stash, and a couple of 100 books that I haven't read yet. And
My books are getting overwhelming.
Yeah, my piles of books in front of my bookcase to be read is getting ridiculous. Like,
yeah.
But Gloria,
I have like,
did you see this too? Hugh Loco is doing a pre-order for the Sorel sweater.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Hugh Loco, that's Hugh Loco?
No, Spun Right Rhyme, sorry.
Oh, spun right round. Well, I have yarn to make this, I want to make the summer sorrel with the short sleeves. I don't know if I'm ready for a long sleeve sweater yet.
Oh, you can do it.
But I have yarn. I have yarn to make the summer sorrel.
Oh, okay. So you don't need to make two. You don't need enough yarn to make two right away.
so we just keep buying.
Who knows? Things might change.
It might jump in your cart when you're buying the other kit. Who knows?
It might.
It's been known to happen.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Val, do you have any more in your dreams?
No, that's the only thing I've really been like, I think that's the only thing I'm willing to purchase yarn for at this point. Like if I were to get yarn or fiber as a gift, I'd be happy to accept it. But I think that it's the only thing that I'm going to purchase.
Yeah.
That I'm willing to spend money on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So our next segment is Outlier Crafts, which I don't have any of this week. Anyone else? Val, do you have any?
Oh, I have one thing. Hold on, let me try to pull a picture up of it. I don't know if it'll work. But I went up to New Hampshire again, and I made Christmas ornaments with our mom. Our mom makes these Christmas ornaments that are like fabric and like embellishments and stuff. This is like a Little Mermaid because I like sailing things. So we made ones that are like folded fabric that look like a little reindeer face, and then it has like antlers and a little pom-pom nose and stuff. So you know, we made some of those, and then we made some gnome themed ones, and they were very cute. So my outlier craft was folding fabric and embellishing it for Christmas ornaments with mom.
Very nice. All right, let's quickly move on to On the Nightstand. And so I'll go first. I had started and finished since last time, Tell Me Three Things. This is a YA book. I enjoyed it. It was kind of, it is.
I think did I pass that on to you? I
Yeah.
think that used to be Seven's, yeah.
Yeah. So it was cute. I mean, I enjoyed it. I'm just kind of in the mood for light right now, and my bookcase is very heavy. I have a lot of really, really heavy books. So once I was done with that, I picked another light-ish one.
That is a cute book. I love Everything by Rainbow Rowell. Yeah.
I had tried to read one of hers before, and I just couldn't get into it, but I like this one so far. I'm not a music person, and when books start to make music references, sometimes they lose me. But
I love that. That's something I really like.
And I don't get it because I'm not into music. I will sing along with songs, like especially if it's classic rock. I know
you'll sing the wrong words.
I'll sing what I think are the words to any song, but
I sort of know the words.
I'm not the kind of person who's going to listen to a song and be like, oh, that's Led Zeppelin. Oh, that's Ed Sheeran. You know, that's not me. So I don't know who they're talking about half the time. And when they're like, talking about the cool music and the not cool music. I'm like, whatever. So yeah, so that's all that I'm reading right now. Val, what are you reading?
So I'm not currently reading anything. I started an audiobook. I've been doing a lot of driving.
Currently reading anything.
With my
What does that mean?
I'm not reading with my eyes right now because I'm crafting. I'm knitting while we're on this. So my eyes have been busy with other things. But I just finished an audiobook. Where is it? That Summer by Jennifer Weiner. She's written a couple of other things. Mrs. Everything is one of hers. Yeah. So she seems to put out a book like every summer, and I thought this was going to be a beach read, and it wound up not being a beach read. It was more like sexual assault, like it was a little heavier than I thought. And then on my way home from New Hampshire, I started, I think it was the GMA's book pick of this month called Dava Shastri's Last Day. And it's about this woman who leaks news of her death, like before she actually died. Bless you, Juli. Because she wants to see basically like how the world will react, like what her legacy is. And it wound up being a couple of hours into it, like I gave it a try, it wound up being way too heavy. So I'm turning it off. Like the whole like circumstances around it is too heavy. So
you need to find a YA book.
Well,
take a little break.
I'm gonna go back
under the Whispering Door.
Yeah.
Right.
Under the Whispering Door. Well, I think I'm going to go back to Mary Jane, which is that I talked about it last time. It's the coming of age. I haven't started it yet, but I've been carrying it around with me. It's in my bag right now. I took it to a doctor's appointment and I wound up just playing on my phone while I was in the waiting room instead of actually reading. But that's like a coming of age. It's supposed to be uplifting and wonderful, and it centers around music. I think music plays a big piece of that book, and that's something that I do particularly enjoy.
Yeah. All right, Gloria, what's on your nightstand?
Okay, I'm still reading The Night Swim, but I put the cover on so you guys can see it. The Night Swim by Megan Golden. I'm almost done with it. I have like less than 100 pages, so I should be done pretty soon. But it's really good. I'm really enjoying it. I want to read, like I want to see what happens next. Like I want to read it. But I will say there's trigger warnings for, rape and sexual assault. But it's really, I like true crime. It's got this kind of podcast theme to it. I like true crime podcasts. And it's
you have to watch Only Murder.
Was that?
You have to watch Only Murders in the Building.
I do. Yeah. I heard Selena Gomez is really good in it too. Yeah, it's on my list. It's bookmarked on Hulu or whatever. But it is, it's really interesting with like the two kind of cases going on at one time, like the current like rape trial that's going on, and then the cold case that's like the 25-year-old teenage girl drowns, but her sister thinks it's murder, and she's asking the podcast investigator to investigate this cold case. So it's kind of jumping back and forth, but it's I think very well written. It's like I said, I want to go to bed and read it. Like I want to finish the story and see what happened, and then the two kind of overlap and intertwine a little bit, so I like that aspect of it too. So far I have less than 100 pages left, and I'm enjoying it, so I'm hoping it ends strong.
Yeah.
So, but I have not done an audiobook in a really long time, I need to say. I had 2 library cards. I have my local library system, and then I had the New York Public Library, because if you're a resident of New York State, you can get a New York Public Library library card. Both of them expired, and my local library, I have to go like 2 towns over to renew it because of the way the library system is. And then I know I can renew my New York one, but I just haven't. So I haven't been able to do an audiobook in a long time. And I'm
pretty sure my local library is automatically renewing library cards now. Like I have not.
Well, they did it like for the pandemic for that year. They waived it and they just let it go. But like I guess now they're making me come in and renew it. But it's like.
My local library waived
time.
late fees for the whole pandemic until like last week. They sent out a notice saying, okay, we're gonna start charging late fees again.
Right,
So,
right. But I just haven't done an audiobook in such a long time. And it's really like I'm not, getting as many books in the year because I do a lot of audiobooks in the car and stuff. So
I haven't done one in a while, and I have like multiple, I do Audible. So I have like 2 credits that I haven't even used yet because I just haven't listened to anything in a couple months. And I do a decent amount of driving, but I don't do a lot of driving, but drive up and down to visit mom and dad, which is like 2 hours away from me. And I'm doing more podcasts in the car than I am books lately. So
yeah, I've been doing the podcast because I can't do books.
yeah.
I haven't listened to a podcast in a while.
But if anyone needs a book related podcast, LeVar Burton reads.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love that one.
But you don't have to take my word for it.
Oh,
it's so good. I love him.
yeah, me too. All right, but I think we should stop now because we've got a minute left. So
All right.
I think that's everything we had to say, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all
right.
for watching, and we'll be back in 2 weeks. I think I don't know when the next holiday hits, but around 2 weeks. So
Ish. 2 weeks
Yep.
ish. All right.
All right.
Happy
Happy knitting.
Bye.